Monty Python Enough. Original title, Support Surreal Humor. I went to a dinner where there was a full 10 minutes of Holy Grail quotes exchanged, with no context, in lieu of conversation. It depressed me badly. Original caption, just sayin'. It's been 30 years now. Title text, I went to a dinner where there was a full 10 minutes of Holy Grail quotes exchanged, with no context, in lieu of conversation. It depressed me badly. Original caption, just sayin'. It's been 30 years now. This was the 15th comic originally posted to LiveJournal. The previous one was 15, just alerting you, and the next one was 17, what if? Explanation. We tried to do something that was so unpredictable that it had no shape and you could never say what the kind of humor was. And I think the fact that Pythonesque is now a word in the Oxford English Dictionary shows the extent to which we failed. Terry Jones, source. This comic refers to the classic British sketch comedy group Monty Python, active primarily during the 1970s and early 1980s but also partly reunified in 2014, whose humor style was frequently based on surreal jokes that subverted sense and logic. Their sketches are so popular that, as noted in the comic, many fans can repeat the dialogue word for word, and often do. This comic points out the inherent irony of repeating a surrealist sketch, as surrealist humor primarily depends on presenting something the audience does not expect. By repeating the sketch verbatim among those who have already seen it, the listeners know and expect the punchlines and jokes. This is akin to a common ironic concept of a teenager who wants to rebel against conformity by doing all the things their friends are also doing. The sketch in question here is the Knights Who Say Ni sketch from the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail, about a group of knights who protect certain sacred words, including the word Ni pronounced like the word ni, but shortened and with more staccato. The comic suggests that readers continue in the surreal traditions of Monty Python, and provides an example. The character in panels 3 to 6 interrupts his retelling of the sketch with what appears to be a traumatic recalling of the time he saw someone run a woman over with their car and kill her, before returning to the sketch. The surreal humor is that the character dismisses the significant and serious comment he has just made by returning to the sketch as if nothing happened. The title text and the original caption refer to how fans of Monty Python can go for lengthy periods of time simply quoting the sketches. As one person quotes a sketch, another recognizes it and says another quote without context, assuming everyone will recognize it. Perhaps a more contemporary version of this might be The Simpsons or Family Guy quote frenzies. Transcript. The comic is drawn on blue-ruled graph paper. A cue ball with raised hands talks to two other cue ball-like characters and one Megan. Cue ball, we are the Knights Who Say Ni. Cue balls and Megan, ha ha ha. There is only text in the second panel. Does anyone else find it funny that decades later, people are still quoting word for word a group loved for their mastery of shock, the unexpected, and defiance of convention? Two cue balls are looking at a hairy guy. Hairy guy, we are the Knights Who, oh, God, I'm so sorry. Close up of hairy guy. Hairy guy, so sorry, the car just came too fast and. Words crumpled inside the panel, there's barely enough space for the hairy guy to the right and below the text. The last two words need to be to the right of him. Hairy guy, she was right there and I saw her and then it was a blur and so much I ran to help, didn't know what she wasn't moving, I'm so sorry. Hairy guy, so sorry. The two cue balls are looking again at the hairy guy. Hairy guy, anyway, yeah, Knights Who Say Ni. The last panel is also almost only text. The text is centered. Below is a drawing that looks a flat infinity sign with two small lines at the center. Honor. Monty Python, promotes surreal humor. Trivia. This was the first comic to be released on a Tuesday. It was released only 2 minutes before midnight at 11:58 p.m. Discussion. An army of suicidal Scotsmen are outside. They would like to object to your refusal to remember their plight. Davide 22 Talk 1411, January 8, 2013 UTC. Comic image broken. I'm hoping that someone else will notice this comment and fix it, since I'm not sure how to. 143.112.144.129.2253, February 14, 2013 UTC. Fixed. 59.167.244.130.357, March 1, 2013 UTC. People are always asking me why I spend so much time quoting Monty Python, but I didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition. It's the meaning of life, Bruce. My mother just says he's a very naughty boy. But that might just be because I dress in women's clothing and hang around in bars. No, sorry, it's all getting too silly now. My brain hurts, and now for something completely different. It's 178.98.31.27 June 25, 2013 UTC. PS. Sorry for all this spam and spam. Perhaps I should just have stripped naked and played with my organ, instead. Always look on the bright side of life, always look on the right side of life. 108.162.249.223 Talk. Please sign your comments with. In fairness, the urge to repeat things verbatim is the reason that the Odyssey, Beowulf, Cinderella, and countless other stories still exist. People aren't going to abandon the oral tradition just because it's become obsolete. 108.162.216.69 1950, February 22, 2015 UTC. Yes, I really took a hit here. At some point I could have been one of the guys who bored Randall with the quotes. But if you think something is funny, then to hell with why it is funny. I think the movie is also funny after 10 viewings. So it doesn't have to be surprising to be fun. But I am all for surreal humor though. If I ever get together with like-minded people I would not stop quoting the movie again. And to Randall, your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. Laughing face, Kinda Talk 1726, March 16, 2015 UTC. Effective surreal humor is very difficult to achieve. See joke about death above. As much can be said for any art. However, no one is surprised when the fans of a surrealist painter like Dali revisit a painting, time and again. This, despite the fact that only once do you get the impact of seeing a surreal painting for the first time. As for the Monty Python fans, they aren't quoting with no context. Firstly, the quotes are a shibboleth which implicitly grant the speaker entrance into the club of surreal humor fans. And secondly, it's an explicit sharing of the joy these comedy routines have brought people. It may not be as creative as inventing original material, but, for most people who aren't Terry Gilliam, it's as close as they can get. Still, an overdose of fanboy girl enthusiasm can sometimes cause a headache. If you know such a person, be kind to them. Get them something nice. Perhaps, a lovely shrubbery. DP 9000 Talk 1244, February 22, 2016 UTC. There is a community portal discussion of what to call cue ball and what to do in case with more than one cue ball. I have added this comic to the new category multiple cue balls. Since there is really only one cue ball that talks, I think it is relevant to keep him listed as cue ball. Just made a note that the other two guys also looks like Cubal-Kinda Talk 1743, March 16, 2015 UTC. This could also apply to ASDF movie. 173.245.52.116 2016, November 26, 2016 UTC. Group member Terry Jones also once expressed similar sentiments, speaking at Monty Python Live at Aspen, a reunion show staged at the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival in 1998. Terry Jones confessed he was unhappy with the group's comic legacy. "We tried to do something that was so unpredictable that it had no shape and you could never say what the kind of humor was," he told the American comedian Robert Klein, who hosted the event. "And I think the fact that Pythonesque is now a word in the Oxford English Dictionary shows the extent to which we failed." 162.158.155.236 Talk